Yeah, because at this stage we have to prepare a very clear map with the situation of each one of the countries that could at the moment participate in the forum. And in each country, we need to know what type of contact do we have, because they are depending on the people who are already in support of the project of the forum. We could then plan one type of activity or another type of activity. Obviously, in all the countries, we will have one or another. First, we have two converging events, very important for the humanist movement globally. One is the Third World March for Peace and Nonviolence, that is going to start in October in Costa Rica in Central America, and then we'll go to each continent. It will spend about 3 weeks in the continent. So we need to know, because I mean, it's very difficult. The movement from one place to another is complicated, it's expensive. They have to make sure that the core group that will be able to visit most of the countries, that they have tickets, that they have visas, that they have everything that is required. So needs to be planned ahead. And would be then depending on what is the type of support or what we can anticipate that will happen in each one of the countries where we have members, we have presence, we have friends. We could project then the activities and discuss it with the team that is working in each one of those countries. And like that, we will have a map. We'll, for example, let's say, as a matter of example, we say in Kenya, we say which are the main cities that we have with groups of people, and then what sort of natural contacts those people have. Let's say, imagine that this is university people, and then therefore the natural environment on the is the academic crowd, are the teachers, are professors, are people like that, people who write moves in those environments. Perfect. We know that. We take the name, the reference, who is in charge, the contact numbers, etc. But in another city, people will be in the arts, or will be with Anthony in the sports events at probably a village level or groups of villages. And so each one of these activities has enormous potential for dissemination, for many people to find out about it, and also to document it in film, in photographs, etc. And so we'll have a very wide impact. Let's say in again in the arts, Tracy, that she will continue with music and also things of that sort. We need to know in which areas, in which countries the activities could take place. And then people who are in the area of education, with small village schools, etc. We also need to know, because it's amazing what the small schools or larger schools, and in general children, are a priority of all these things that we are doing at a world level, because it's educating the new generations on the importance of nonviolence, of the importance of never responding violently to violence, in the importance of looking for reconciliation, for looking at other people with compassion, is something that is not part of the culture, especially from the West. The West preaches individuality, individualism, as if the other one, everything has to be presented in terms of competition. The winner is the winner of everything, and so it deprives all the rest of any advantages of the result. So it's a sickening mentality. And that is what is being told in a more evident or in a more subtle manner in all our systems of education, predominantly in most of the Western world. And that, of course, is the seed of violence in society. Because if children are taught those values, those anti-values, we would say, obviously, then the seeds of disease, social disease, are everywhere. So we have to make a big effort at the same time that we explain the principles of what we are saying. With the children, we have to create a system of education that explains exactly the opposite. That means solidarity, that means benefit for all, that is close to the traditional cultures of Africa, the Ubuntu, the solidarity, the help of one another. I exist because you exist. Is much more profound than anything else that predominates in the West. The winner wins all, and everybody tries to concentrate the resources, depriving of the big majority. Of course, if you do that, and the big majority of people cannot eat, imagine there you have a revolution in potential. And so there is turmoil, everybody, because there is always the political fight. It's not, the leaders are not trying to look for what is better for the whole. No, they are trying to what is better for the group to preserve power and to respond to other organizations of power in other places. So again, it's all starting from the systems of education, and it's there where we have to concentrate a lot. And this event, like the World March, developing activities at the level of schools, at the level of villages, at the level of the march in itself is fun, is entertaining, with music, with other things that we can construct around. In the mind of people, they will remember it as something beautiful, exciting. We have a book that has been published in Spain. I hope that you can see in the electronic copies, of covering photographs of all the previous marches that have been done in so many countries, and you see all the variety of activities that are possible. And we would like to share that so that you can plan in your own levels of activity, wherever you are in which country and in which region and in which, if it's a very urban city, a rural environment, you can then designate the activities that you think would be more appropriate and that will have more impact.
Very, very nice, very, very nice, Antonio. And I want to ask you, Ragnar, since you are, you have not much time, maybe you could tell us a little bit about your experience of participation in this World March, both in Iceland and in Africa. So how do you see the possibilities of?
Now,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Actually, the first World Mass was in 2009, and it was also in Kenya. And 2009, in Iceland, we made this multicultural parade. It was people from all kinds of countries that came together and were showing their custom and walking the streets, proud of where they are from, and singing, dancing, music. I'm sure you have all seen our videos of this. And soon after this, I went to Kenya, and this was recently after 2007, when the domestic all the violence about the election was. So, and we were talking to people if we could have a multicultural parade, a parade of all the tribes joining together and for peace. And we had a very good response. Everybody wanted to do this, but actually I didn't manage to make it. I was stopping short there, but there's always been an idea. And this is something that is very possible to do. If you have a group of people in some places, then this multicultural parade is something that is possible to do. You know, you can start few people, and the good thing about this, if you do it every year, it can grow and grow and grow. Another, okay, this Peace March this year is going on exactly when there is winter in Iceland. But next summer, maybe in March, April, May next year, we will maybe do this parade. But what we want to do in Iceland is another activity we did 2009 in the World March for Peace and Non-Violence. It was to make a human peace sign. And then it was people who came together and we lined up in a peace sign. and we had torch with a live fire, and we had a very small program. One was having a speech about peace, and then someone singing, and then it was just stand there in peace. And I tell you, everybody have a very nice experience of standing there with other people. So this is what is possible to do wherever. You don't need money. You just gather people together. Can be during the day. You mark the peace sign so people can stand and make a human peace sign. Yeah, and we were always doing the 2nd of October, which is the International Day of Non-Violence, the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi. And I recommend if like Alex and Tracy and Opala, and also plus if you send into our main group on WhatsApp a small text, where you have, in how many countries you have contacts, and in what countries you think you can make some activity. Yeah.
Very nice, Ragnar. It's so
Very
it's
clear.
so yeah, it's a so good example, and all this is tested by a real experience, so that it should be not less possible today. So maybe we can have some ideas, or how do you find, how does this sound to you people living in Africa? What do you think about this world mass and what Antonio and Ragnar has been saying about that?
And if you could name the countries where you have or you could have activities.
Yeah, that would be interesting to give an idea.
Okay, let me start.
Tracy, yeah.
Please, yeah.
Tracy, please.
For me, I think I can work with 4 countries right now. The ones that I know at least have done activities with them, and they know about our humanist project. Can start with Tanzania. We've got contact there. Then Uganda, we've got contact there. One is Kenya.
We don't hear you clearly, Tracy.
Ethiopia is coming now. Ethiopia.
Ethiopia, yeah.
Yeah. So those 4 countries: Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Ethiopia. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's great.
I think there's a network problem.
Yeah. So that's great, because you have other groups that you can coordinate activities with them, through them, no?
Tracy has been expressing in the chat the problems of blackout every now and then.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be good, Tracy, if you can send a small text us, a small line about this in the main group.
Yeah. The African Humanist Forum platform.
Yeah.
Yes? Yeah.
Yes.
So more of you, like Alexander or Obala. Obala has problems with blackout, I think.
Can you hear me?
Alexander. Yeah, okay, yes, we hear you.
I'm sure
Please,
there's
Alexander, go
delay
on.
of. I'm sure there's delay of voice, maybe the voice note because we're experiencing blackouts across the entire country
We hear you
currently.
well.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Or should
please,
I
We,
please.
text?
yeah, no, we can, but you could later on text as well. But to find out what sort of countries do you have presence on in?
Uh, let me start with the closer ones. I also have contacts in Uganda, a good
Hmm.
contact in Uganda because I've stayed there before. I have contacts in Tanzania.
Yeah,
I've been there before.
Tanzania.
Uh,
Hmm.
I have good contacts with Cameroon.
Cameroon. Yeah,
I have good contacts with Congo.
Congo. Mm.
I have good contacts with Zambia.
Zambia.
Okay,
Hmm.
great.
I have good contacts with South Africa.
Wow, that's important for everyone. Huh?
That's very good.
Hmm.
I have good contacts with Togo.
Togo.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
I have good contacts with Ghana, Nigeria, and Mali.
Yeah,
Oh, Nigeria, that's a very big country.
there and Mali. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Mhm.
good
And what?
contacts. Those that I'm sure of. I've contacted several African countries, but the ones I'm really sure of is that those 10.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
have
perfect.
okay.
It's very good
good
array.
groups and good
Yeah,
contacts with them.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And what
yeah.
sort of activities is any specific uh, type of activity? They are all students, a bit like your age, or people of different ages and
Uh
genders and
no,
circumstances. And
I have contacts of different ages.
yeah.
Because
Hmm.
I've worked with NGOs that deal with peace initiative.
Yeah.
So that is how I got the contacts. That's how I got the contacts.
Hmm.
Some do theater activity,
Hmm.
some do community outreach, some do humanitarian activities. But
Hmm.
in each country, I have groups that are doing
Yeah.
different activities. Yes.
Yeah. Right. Hmm. Yeah. That's good. And so you could easily contact the people and propose a project. And if you can give very clear images so people can imagine what they could do. And yes, that would be to contact some schools in order, for example, for the whole school to do an event remembering this particular day of the march, being visiting the country or whatever. And then for people it's easier when they have a clear picture in the mind, because they can imagine it, and then they can inspire other people explaining what is expected from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I can do that, and probably maybe I will talk to each, and maybe I'll get key people, those who are vibrant. I'll talk to them in person, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
our next meeting, I will invite them in our next meeting, so that they are present, so
Yeah.
that we can
Mm.
talk to them and introduce it. And when everybody
Yeah.
speaks, I think they will take it more stronger.
Perfect. Because then also very soon we will have our platform for the forum, and we will also offer it to the World March. So, for example, we can be all in one room participating in a video conference, and there we can show details or photographs of activities in previous marches, like the one that Ragnar was explaining. Because then when you have seen something, then you can adapt it or imagine it or improve it or reproduce it. And so it's quite powerful. So we have time. The important thing is at the moment to have a sort of inventory of what do we have, or people that we think we can tackle for the purpose of organizing an interesting event of impact while the march is moving in that region.
That's very true, Antonio. And I also think that even we have many different tools, and that's very good to have a variety of ways in which to meet and coordinate our actions. And you have talked about we want to have a snowballing effect, to be ever bigger with each turn. Then I think of this monthly organizational meeting that those people like in the countries you have mentioned, the various countries, that we can have a snowballing effect in the number of countries and individuals that come to share our thoughts every month. And I think that is a very good platform as well.
Yeah.
Tracy, you want to?
kwamba tufuata nikuambia nimetoka nataka kuishi. Kuna project zao ninasimamia.
We have difficulties in hearing.
Yeah, you get a bit cut off. No?
Yeah. So anyway, I think this is very, very nice. And Antonio Obala, he has said in the chat that he is experiencing a blackout.
Yes.
And Ben in Blessed Dancers, he says, I am having a weak network and I cannot speak.
Yeah, it's affecting us all at this stage. I mean, so don't worry, because at least we are here and you can hear us. We wanted to hear everyone with more detail, but we are moving a bit in the right direction.
Yes. And I think even that we have already.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Anthony, please. Please, Obala. You want to say something?
Yeah, how are you?
Good.
Hello.
Good. Yeah. I have a strong contact and with Tracy, Good Foundation.
Yeah.
Tracy is much versed with East African issues.
Okay.
We can link up with her and try to work out things that are
great.
make
Because
inroads.
you have
But I
experience
have a
in
contact
large events.
in Rwanda.
Mm.
Tracy has an experience in large events.
Perfect.
And it's possible to just learn with her.
Mm-hmm.
But I can also link up with a friend in Rwanda who I was with. I was with during when we were doing sports ministry. I can introduce him to this group so that we see how we can do it in Rwanda.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Oh, that sounds good. I know also that Apple, you have contacts in Rwanda and Burundi and Uganda. Yeah, so we just have to get hold on him.
Yeah, I'll try to find out where he is. I don't know where he is resident. I don't know if he's in Uganda or in Kenya, but I'll try to look for him.
Okay.
and no activity is too small. So don't say, oh well, but I have only 10 people that I know we can wear a T-shirt of the World March and etc. No, those 10 people are as impact and important as having 1,000. So you have to value the action that you conceive and that you implement. That is so important. So in all cases, you will feel very satisfied and the people working with you.
So then, Blessed Dancer Ben, he is saying, I'm having a weak network and I cannot speak.
Okay.
So I think, in fact, that we have already a very nice meeting and very fruitful meeting.
Yeah.
And we don't have to stretch our meetings too long, just have them as long as practically they are useful. So I invite, if someone wants to say closing words, but I think that having that filled out, then we can call this a meeting. It's great. We don't have it, need to have it much longer.
That sounds very good. Actually, I'm almost out of time now, so suits me.
You arrived to your destiny.
Yes.
Yeah, in 5 minutes.
And as Julius said, I mean, remember that this is going to dovetail with the forum later on. So it's very important contact, very important event, very visual for lots of people. So when we have to organize a forum, it will be a doddle for yourselves. The invitation, the planning, and we'll take advantage of the second big event that we probably will be in the beginning of next year.
Yes. Very true. And I think
Julius.
Yes, please.
I think on behalf of me and Tracy, I would like to say thank you guys for inviting us for that event in Iceland.
Okay.
So we didn't make it, but we really appreciate your effort for having given us the opportunity to try and be there. And we are looking forward maybe for the one in October, if we will be able. I just want to say thank you so much for the initiative that you made just to invite us, I and Tracy. And there's a lot that we experienced while you are trying to go for the visas.
Yeah.
So we don't take it for granted. We don't take it for granted. We say thank you and hope that we are still going to work more on these things.
Perfect.
Asante sana.
Excellent. Thank you, Tracy.
Karibu. Opala, but can I say one thing before I leave? It is, Opala, did you get some answers from the embassy about the visa or?
Yes, we got some answers, but the issue was we so had we been sent earlier in going to, we would have made it, the invitation.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is maybe we learn something about the process by doing this. So next time it will be more easy and we know better how to do it.
Yeah, we learned a lot. And again, the problem that arose there, Tracy got sick, but I tried to stand by her because when we were moving around, she was not feeling well. But I stood by her and we just, where we reached, then that's when I decided to contact back. But we learned a lot.
Yeah, that's very good. Hey, I have to leave you now. Peace, force, and joy. Nice meeting. We talk later.
Good to see you, Ragnar. Take care.
See you tomorrow, some of you, in the internal meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's right.
Peace, force, and joy.
Yes, that's Dorothy.
Peace, force.
Thank you, Ragnar. So nice to have you. Dorothy, great to have you. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry, I've joined late.
Yes. But your voice is very clear. All the others have a bit of difficulty, so it's great.
My voice is always clear, Antonio. I'm a woman with a voice. That is my power. The power in me is always my voice. Yeah.
Good.
That's very good.
Strong and clear. So, Dorothy, we have been talking about the World March on our journey towards the Pan-African Forum by the end of the year. Then the World March is like a vehicle of putting it into action and getting as many contacts as we can, as many African countries in our.
That's right. With a trumpet.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
He's into jazz.
Yes. So, have you contacts at all, Dorothy, that reach to other African countries that you have you
Pardon,
contacts
you're
with?
saying that have I done what?
Have you contacts with organizations or individuals in other African countries than Kenya?
Yes.
What countries are those?
We are making a list of countries that we could try to concentrate activities in. So if you can suggest where you have the best people and the best groups that you know with whom you could help to coordinate activities in their countries.
Okay. I think in Uganda and here in Kenya.
And Kenya.
Okay, yeah.
Mm.
That's great. That's very nice.
Yeah, because later on we can put these people in contact in the country, and then that will be great power for the things that they are organized. For example, in Uganda, if 3 or 4 of us know people in Uganda and we give the references, people can connect there and then can, according to the possibilities, organize something more powerful, more visual, more greater impact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's ideal.
So
Yeah.
in the meeting so far, and actually this meeting has been dedicated to this, finding out our contacts and also clarifying about the the World March activities in each country, the possibilities, what you can do, and by following this video that we have now, we are recording everything, so you could have a much deeper insight into what has been discussed in this meeting. So, saying that, I think that if no one has some closing words more, then we can approach towards ending
Perfect.
this meeting.
Well,
Anyone wants to say some closing words?
I think
Tracy, yes, please.
I think that's a good idea,
Yeah.
and it's one way of bringing people together and also working together as a team and knowing people's strengths and also having that social life, because you see we always meet online and we really don't know each other very well, and that will be a time where people will come, they will do a lot of networking, and then also it will give us a chance to learn from each other. So I think this is a very beautiful forum, and I am requesting you if you can send me the way the t-shirts of the world match look like.
yeah.
Maybe I can donate like 20, can make like 20, and then I can give some teams that will be working with us on that day. So if you
Mm-hmm.
can send me how it looks like, then we design it and then we can offer to the group.
Yeah. We'll give
Yeah.
you the link for because I understand that they have in the covering pictures of the first World March, then with lots of examples. I think they have those in the web page. And if you have the link, you can there find out and check and select the pictures that you think are more interesting. But many of them, so that's good.
Okay. Thank you, and thank you again, and thank you for that thought. We are happy.
Me too. All the best.
Yes.
Take care.
Here I have from the chat blessed dances that cannot tell by his voice. He says, "Thank you so much for everything you are doing. May God protect, because I have met new friends and learned a lot." This is very
Thank you.
nice.
That's very kind, and we feel the same.
Yeah.
Yes, very
Yes,
true.
thanks to you, Ben. It was very nice,
Yeah.
encouraging. And Trigger, we have Trigger here. How are you doing? How is Cameroon? You are muted if you want to say hello.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes.
Hi, Trigger.
Hi, Sir Antonio. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Cameroon is fine. We're good. We're good. We thank God. Although one has been really busy lately, so I really find difficulties in joining the meetings at that on time. So it's not really easy though. But at least it's best to be here than never.
Yes, the plans are progressing. We have lots of possibilities and contacts, but Julius will make a summary of the meeting, and then you will be able to read and get ideas, and then you can propose according to your possibilities there in Cameroon. What are the type of things that you believe are more viable to do towards the World March that will start in South America, in Central America in October. And exactly when it will be in Africa, I cannot tell you yet, but should be sometime in November or beginning of December, maybe.
The core team.
Mm.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. The core team will be arriving there, but actually from day one already the procedures of the World Mass will start happening in Africa. You know, it can't happen from today, you know.
Yeah.
So you will hear, since we are now closing this meeting, Trigger, just to ask you, do you have contacts outside of Cameroon that you can have following this process of ours? You have some contacts?
Yeah, actually, I had, but the person hasn't been active again as before. I had a friend from Nigeria and also from a friend from Zambia, but they haven't been following up. But I do check up on them at times, to know how far they are. But they give me their feedback about being busy, and they will try as much as possible to join when they are mostly chanced.
Perfect.
Okay, and as Ragnar was Sverrisson was proposing that if you have such contacts that you could report about that in the African Humanist Forum platform, our main platform in the African Humanist Forum. So you can put information there if you have.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes. So having said that, I thank you all for a very nice meeting, and I will put it to a close. Just to tell, like Tracy and Opala and you that wanted to come to the World Humanist Forum in Iceland in March, that in the next weeks we will distribute a video from this World Match, and then you can have a kind of report of the visual images and also the conclusions regarding the major themes that were discussed in the World Forum. You can expect that in the next 2 weeks. So I greet you all, peace, force, and joy, and thank you for a very nice meeting.
Yeah. Goodbye, Alexander, Trigger.
Joy to you too.
Ben, Dorothy. See you soon.
Goodbye.
Cheers. Bye.
See you
Okay,
soon.
yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Peace, force, and joy.